We're now joined by Misty, Opat, Chicago State women's basketball head coach. First of all, Coach, how are you today?
I'm great. How you doing?
Good. Year one underneath your belt. What was the biggest learning obstacle that you feel like you overcame in that first year?
Holy cow! There's too many to really say. It was certainly an eye-opening experience. We know where we got to get better, and we got to get better quickly. And so it was an all-around learning experience. Obviously, coming back to the Division I level, and then taking over a program that has certainly struggled for several years.
And year two, what are you looking forward to most?
Us being able to compete. I'm excited. We got a lot of new kids and come from winning programs and know how to win, and carrying that over to this level and really making ourselves a viable member of the WAC conference.
Last year you talked about changing the culture of Chicago State. Do you feel like you've started the pathway to doing so?
Absolutely. We've got a great core of kids back. We have 5 returners and then 9 newcomers, and they're really buying in and trying to be the change that we talk about a lot in our Twitter handles. And so certainly I feel like we've laid a foundation and are ready to move this forward.
Last year we saw 8 to 9 players roughly in the rotation. Or is there more depth to this team, do you feel like, this year?
Yeah, we have currently we have 14 on our roster, and we'll see how many of them can contribute, but I'm expecting to play a lot of people and hopefully a fun brand of basketball, a lot of up tempo, and so we gotta go pretty deep.
There's quite a few schools in the Chicago area. How does that affect recruiting?
Certainly affects it. Chicago State, in the recent past anyway, has struggled. I mean, it's very well documented, and I'm sure a lot of people use that against us. But we recruit the trail hard. We're recruiting Chicago. We have one kid on our team this year from Chicago, and hopefully in the near future we will be able to add some more local talent. But until we have some success, those kids, they're at least listening to us right now, and we're in on kids. But you got to be able to land the big fish.
And I know last year at this time you were commuting like an hour and a half.
2 hours.
Are you still doing that?
I still am. I got a little guy that I adopted. He's 6, and I have a great support group where I live right now, and felt like it was best for him and our family to leave him in that support group and me to make the jaunt every day.
And you are able to clear your head a little bit on those drives, right?
Absolutely. I've started to listen to a few podcasts, and I'm really kind of a quiet downtime, not even the radio playing type of person, and it obviously gives me the opportunity to talk to some recruits and coaches and things like that as well.
All right, well, I'm going to hand you off to the media now, Coach.
Coach Kyle McDonald with WAC Hoops Digest. I have 2 questions. Are you listening to the podcast while you're fighting the Dan Ryan traffic, or is it coming from the north?
We are, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know names of the highways. I know numbers. So a lot of times I go south to come back north to go west. And so I go 57 to 294 to 90. And so I know numbers. But yes, fortunately I found the way to go against the traffic most of the time. But it's a few more miles, but it works better for me. I'm not a fan of the stop and go.
So I wanted to ask you, what is it that you did last year that you've done this offseason to kind of sell a recruit on coming to Chicago State, selling the university, the program, to get them to commit to your program?
A lot of what we've sold, to this point is a success that we had prior to being at Chicago State, and us bringing that same type of culture and success there. And the kids the opportunity to come in and be the change, and opportunities to play. I mean, there's opportunities right away for them to come in and impact what we're trying to do, and there's a good chance that a lot of our freshmen will receive significant playing time, and so we're really excited about that, and really just getting them to believe in our vision. And we think we found 9 like-minded individuals that really are buying in and are on board and want to be a part of that change.
One of the bright spots for the Cougars is you return a good chunk of your roster, and there's a lot of experience there. How does that help this year as you're trying to bring in the new folks?
Yeah, we returned 5 of the players from last year's team. Most of them were pretty decent contributors to what we had done in the past. And the nice thing is with the new kids, they're challenging every day, and it's not that automatically I have the starting spot or automatically I'm guaranteed playing time to those returners. And so our new kids are in battling and challenging every day. So we have some pretty intense practices with that kind of effort.
Coach, the Cougars open up the season against Illinois and then host Arizona just a week later. How does playing those Power 5 programs help you prepare for the rest of the season?
I think we've got to play the best to know where we got to go. And, our schedule, some people think I'm crazy, but, we built a challenging schedule against some great opponents. And, I don't want to be a pretender. I want what we build and what we have to sustain for a long time. And by playing those schools, our kids know that, okay, well, we're not where we need to be yet. Here's where we got to get to. And, so I'm really I'm excited about that. And, hopefully our kids respond to those challenges.
You also have a home game against Green Bay, which has established itself as one of the top mid-major women's programs. What lesson can be learned from them that can help elevate your program?
I think Green Bay's a very disciplined, methodical team. They work hard and have sustained a lot of years of success there. Every game that we have on the schedule is going to be challenging, but I think that we have the same like-minded kids that a Green Bay may have that can come in here and learn through hard work and discipline that you can compete at the highest levels of the NCAA.
Misty, I just have to ask, how was it possible that you get a Pac-12 team to come to Chicago and Green Bay to come to? Just asking because of how difficult it is for mid-majors to schedule home games of that quality.
Well, to be honest with you, I told them we needed home games and for this year, and a lot of them are home and homes, and so that worked out really well. We're going back to Green Bay next year. We're going to Arizona next year, and they had kids in the area and wanted to come, and I think it's like I said, I want us to know what we got to do to become one of the premier women's basketball programs.
Does it say more about what you're trying to do to change the culture to get teams to agree to home and homes like that, especially with maybe the negative publicity around South Chicago and so forth, where teams may not want to play in an area like that? Does it say more to what you're doing to change the culture at Chicago State?
I think it has a little to do with our culture, but I think things are changing completely at Chicago State with our new president, Z. Scott. Has a tremendous vision not only for the institution but for athletics as well. And I think if you come to our area, you'll see they're building a sense of pride in the community. There's flags on all the light poles now with CSU on it in every direction from campus. Recently, we walked in a parade down 87th Street, and it's just amazing how much pride and support there is in that community. And we're just looking to give them some hope and something to support and cheer for in this coming year.
When you're looking at trying to elevate your program and change the culture, what specifically is that next step that you're telling your team if we need to get to this point as we move forward?
Obviously we've got to win some games. That's the bottom line. And as we continue to recruit, and you guys talk about our tough early season schedule, and we've talked about, hey, we're going in every day to compete, and we're going to have some lumps along the way, and how we respond to those challenges and roadblocks is going to tell a lot about our future. But we also have a lot of games where I thought we were in them last year against common opponents this coming year that I think with the new kids that we brought in and our returning kids that we will get over the hump and we'll have that success and be able to tell our new recruits, hey, we went from 2 wins to, hopefully 15 wins. And it's kind of hard right now. We're kind of in that flux period where we have early signing November 7th, and we're still trying to sell to this group of kids, hey, here's a program that traditionally has not been very strong, but we're right here, we're moving in the right directions, but you're not going to know by wins and losses when you commit to us for this 2020 class.
Alrighty, Coach. Well, we wish you the best of luck in this upcoming season as well, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you in Vegas.
Yes, Vegas we will. All right, we've got the other Chicago State head coach coming up next.